Good morning, everyone. We are going to study today about some relational algebra of regular expressions. So this is the last topic about the regular expressions, and then from next lecture onwards, we are going to learn about DFA with output symbol. Okay. So today's learning objective is about regular expressions का relational algebra type of statements. There are sometimes the some of the proofs that are asked in the exam that you have to prove left hand side regular expression is equal to right hand side regular expression. Okay, so it is not that frequently asked. It is asked for 3-4 marks in the exam. It's but like it's you should know whenever you are learning about regular expressions, we should know such kind of problems. Okay, so today's objective is today's lecture is a very light lecture where we are learning some of the rules of relational algebra because of regular expressions. Regular expression follows relational algebra, and there is one theory questions which is asked frequently in the exam in the form of short note that we will see. Okay, and then from next lecture onwards, we will again solve designing problems of DFA with output symbol. Okay, you can interact with me by writing something on chat, so I don't get a feel of talking to the screen. Okay, so let us see the problem. First problem, uh, that construct a finite automata for the regular expression. This we have done previously. Constructing NFA or DFA. Here they are not mentioning anything about NFA or DFA. I just thought that I'll take some example again for constructing a regular expression. So we know this is a particular type of regular expressions, and if we have to draw the here they are not specifying NFA or DFA. Even they are not saying about minimization. So you just have to draw the FA diagram and you have to identify the machine and write the final answer. Okay. So what I have done is that for this particular regular expression, I'm writing the strings which are acceptable by this machine. So this machine is very flexible. Here zero is allowed. Then first zero is there for any number of times. So multiple zeros are also allowed. Then 0 1 is allowed. Then 0 1 0 1 is allowed. Then 1 0 1, then 0 0 0 is allowed, or 0 0 0, then 1 0 1 1 0 1 is allowed. So like this is a list of strings which are accepted by this machine. Okay, so I have to draw the transition diagram for that. I start from the state q0, and now if I try to draw without epsilon symbol, it's difficult for me to draw because zero string I'll draw it here, and then one है उसके बाद 0 1 string है. So I feel comfortable by taking epsilon symbol and going to the new state. So with epsilon, it will go to the new state Q1 where I'll have okay. So everything ka this everything is a star closure. That means this entire string can occur for 0 times. If the entire string is occurring for 0 times, I'm saying that with epsilon it is going to the final state. So this is for not repeating or repeating for 0 times. Now I'll take the first part, either 0 or 1 0 1 string. So for either 0, I'm writing it here. So machine will follow either 0 wala part. Or with 1, it will go to the state, suppose Q3. Okay. Now the 0 1 ka string hai. So with 1, it may go back to the initial state. So with epsilon, it will go back here. But if there is any 0 1 string, so 0 1 0 1 0 1 can be repeated for multiple times. So in Q3, I can say after 1, in Q3, I can say 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 for multiple times. And then with epsilon, it is going to. So this is the final diagram. Okay. So make practicing, like I've taken this example just once, and you keep practicing for drawing such DFA, NFA diagrams for multiple regular expressions. Okay, you can visit the Geeks for Geeks ka website, and on for Geeks ka website, there are many questions which are given. Even tutorialpoints.com maybe there are multiple questions are there on TCS. Or the better way is for Get ka if you are getting any site. Then in the Get exams they ask many questions on finite automata. So it is a very important topic from Gate point of view. So because you're not having the textbooks, otherwise I would have asked you to try from the textbook. All the relay. Okay, I'll upload the previous year question papers on the classroom, and at least you can go through the previous year question papers to solve for the topics which are covered in the exam. Okay, right? So we'll move on to the today's objective wala point. That today I'm going to teach you about identities related to regular expressions. Okay, so what is meant by that? Suppose we are assuming that in the following examples, we are assuming that these are the regular expressions: capital R, capital P, capital L, capital Q. Okay, let us see what is the definition of regular expression. Okay, these are the theory questions which are asked in the exam. This is the theory, the first theory question: what is regular expression, and what is the regular language, and what are the closure properties? This is one of the questions which is asked in the exam as a theory question. So let's revise the definition of regular expression. The empty symbol phi. I think you can see the screen PDF handwritten presentation. Okay. So regular expression. This empty set is a regular expression. Okay. Empty set is a regular expression, or epsilon is a regular expression. If A belongs to epsilon, A belongs to alphabet, then A is in the regular expression. If A and B are regular expressions, then A plus B is a regular expression with the language A comma B, or A dot B is also a regular expression, or A star is a regular expression, or A plus is a regular expression. Okay. So if the exam may question what is regular expression, this is the recursive definition of regular expression. Empty set is a regular expression. Epsilon is a regular expression. If A belongs to sigma, then A is a regular expression. If A and B belongs to sigma and A comma B, then A plus B is a regular expression. A dot B is a regular expression. A star is a regular expression, and A plus is a regular expression. Okay, so this is about regular expression, and in this identities that I'm going to teach you, in that identities we are assuming that this R, P, L and Q are regular expressions already. Okay, so if they are the regular expression, then what are the rules? This regular expression, it follows Boolean algebra. Boolean algebra में रहता है ना, DLDM में you have studied Boolean algebra type of rules. So it follows the Boolean algebra. So what is it like? If empty set is there, uska string is an empty symbol. Okay, empty set star is nothing but epsilon symbol. So empty and epsilon are used synonymously, like they are same. So it is not difficult to remember this. Okay, the next one is empty symbol star is equal to empty symbol. Okay, so the empty symbol for multiple times is nothing but the single empty symbol. Okay, the rules which I'm telling you, you remember the rules properly so that you can use them and apply them in solving the mathematical problem. Okay, so I'm saying that sigma string is equal to sigma. Okay, so sigma for multiple times is equal to sigma. Sorry, sigma nahi. Empty symbol for multiple times is equal to empty symbol. Okay, so both the rules are very easy to remember. Now the next rule. If you are having a regular expression R star, R star is nothing but R star R. Okay, so you can check this. Like suppose you because you are habitual of getting represented as small a. So if you say small a star is nothing but A star A. Okay, this is nothing but the same because your star is appearing for multiple times, zero or many times, but one is compulsory. So here also appearing for multiple times, and last one is considered as compulsory. Here the first one is considered as a compulsory. So both are nothing but same. So you can rewrite any regular expression if it is R star as R star R. Both are same. If you have any doubt, please unmute and ask me the doubt. Now suppose you are having a regular expression r star, that is nothing but r star. Okay, both are same. R star for multiple times is equal to single R star. So that is the fourth rule. Now the next rule is, suppose you are having R star bracket star. R is the regular expression, उसका star है, उसका star is also instead of star करने की जगह पे we can say that it is R star only. Okay, because star का meaning है any times, 0 times or any number of times. So both are same. Now this is like a Boolean algebra, PQ plus PR, where I'm saying P and Q and R are the regular expressions. Okay, so PQ plus PR is nothing but P into bracket Q plus R. So अपना mathematics का rule है. So for regular expressions, this is true. If you are having QP plus RP, that is nothing but Q plus RP. Okay, so here also P is common, which is removed and it is outside the bracket. Then suppose you are having the rule as PQ star P, PQ star P. So see here, this P and this P, they are there. There are two P's. Both the regular expressions are same. So here we are saying that this P is this once it is compulsory, and then PQ is for multiple times. Okay, PQ is for multiple times. So this is nothing but P compulsory, like similar to this R star is equal to R star R. So we can rewrite this as P dot QP star. So both are same. You can verify your answers by creating multiple strings. PQ star P is nothing but PQP star. So suppose I am taking a string as here PQ for 2 times and 1 P. This is a compulsory. So PQ P. So can you create a same string here? PQ P. So I'll say that first P is compulsory. What I'm writing here, okay, so okay, I can write here by pen. What I'm saying is that suppose I have a string PQ PQ then P. So is it a valid string for the second type? This is the first type, PQ for 2 times and P for 1 time. So what I'll say that for the second type of equation, I'll say that the first P is compulsory. And then QP star है ना, तो QP is there. Okay, so I can prove this. Have you understood this? For this particular first left hand side of regular expression, I said that I have a string PQ for 2 times and then 1 P, because this is compulsory wala P. So I have taken the string PQ and P. Now I want to verify whether this is equal to this. So I'll say that first P is the compulsory one. So यहाँ पे जो P है, that first P is compulsory, and then afterwards it is QP star. So I can see QP for 2 times. So I have verified this. So this rule is correct. PQ star P is nothing but PQP star. So you can rewrite any regular expression which is of this type into this type. Okay. Then take the second example, A plus B bracket star. So here we get lots of freedom for A plus B bracket star. Okay. Because it is actually a combination of A's and B's in any order. Either A or B for many number of times. So we get a lots of freedom, A or B or A or B. So there is no particular rule or no restrictions. A's and B's any times. So this is nothing but A star, B star, bracket star. Okay, so this is also giving the same answer. A's and B's anywhere, anytime, any sequence. And this is also giving you the same answer. A star plus B star bracket ka star. So any regular expression which is A plus B bracket star can be rewritten as A star B star bracket star or A star plus B star bracket star. Okay, so this is also confusing, I remember, but you have to remember A plus B is equal to A dot B dot, but A star dot B star bracket star, and then it can also be equal to A star plus B star bracket star. Okay, then another rule is that identity for union is the R plus 5 is equal to, this is empty set. So regular expression plus empty set is nothing but empty set plus regular set, that is nothing but a regular set. Okay, so this is the identity, first identity. The identity for concatenation is that R dot empty is equal to empty dot R is equal to R. So epsilon into R, both are compulsory, so that is nothing but R. Then empty set dot L um, is equal to L dot empty set is equal to empty set. Then R plus R. So either R or R is nothing but R. Then there is a left distributive law similar to this one. L into so इसका reverse लिखा है वो PQ plus PR का. L into M plus N is equal to LM plus LN. Okay. So you can remove and keep it as a common, or you can rewrite it like this. Then M plus N, so it is reverse of this QP plus RP. It is called as a right distributive law. Now here I am saying these are the identities. Left distributive law, right distributive law. Then epsilon plus RR star. Okay, so now here you have to think somewhat. Here we are saying that epsilon means nothing. And here the right another term either epsilon means either nothing, or in the right hand side we are saying that R at least for once and R star. So this is nothing but R star because of empty symbol. Because empty means R can be there for 0 times. So here we are saying that anything can be there for 0 times, and here we are saying that R for 1 time and then R for any number of times. So the combine, if you combine this and interpret this is equal to R star, and RR star can be rewritten as R star R. So it is nothing but epsilon plus R star R is equal to R star. Okay, so any doubt in this? Epsilon plus RR star is nothing but R star. Because epsilon का meaning है not a single amount of time. So that means R can be there for 0 times. So R star. You can rewrite this as a R star. Okay, now the questions which are asked for maybe 3-4 marks, or such type of questions are joined with some other theory question. So we will solve such 5-6 questions. Okay, now. So they say that prove that I've already solved the question here. We will just go through it that how it is solved. Or if you want to solve it, you just see the first statement, which is a question, and you try to solve on your own. Okay, when I'm talking to you, and if you are not getting answer, you can see the answer here. So the question is R1 plus epsilon is not equal to R1. Prove that R1 plus epsilon is not equal to R1. So how to prove that? I'm saying that my sigma is equal to 0. So I'm saying that if my R1 is equal to 0. So if R1 is equal to 0, what is the left hand side? Left hand side is 0 plus epsilon. Okay, 0 plus epsilon. And right hand side is 0. So here 0 plus epsilon is nothing, is not equal to 0. Because either 0 or epsilon cannot be equal to only 0. So that's why we can say that LHS and RHS are not equal. Okay, so simple था here. And the next question is that R1 dot R2 not equal to R1. Prove that this is the question. R1 dot R2 is not equal to R1. You have to prove that. So take the example. I say that R1 is equal to 0 and R2 is equal to 0. So if I'm saying that, then my left hand side is equal to 0 0. 0 R1 and R2 for R2 0. So the left hand side का string is 0 0. And then right hand side is equal to 0. So 0 0 is not equal to 0. Because here it is compulsory. Now 2 zeros are compulsory, then only the machine can go to the final state. And here only 1 0 is there. And with that 1 0, a machine will go to the final state. So even you can draw the diagram, DFA ka diagram for R1 dot R2 and R1 ka diagram. And you say that both the machines are not same. And so both the regular expressions are not same. Okay, here also you can draw the FA diagram, 0 plus epsilon का diagram or 0 का diagram. Okay, so both the examples are very easy, huh, right now. अभी जो किए ना starting में both I think there should not be any doubt to anyone. Assume anything. 0, 1 is not equal to 0. So LHS is not equal to RHS. So we have proved. Now the next question is also very simple. R1 dot R2 is not equal to R2 dot R1. So I'm taking here the strings as R1 is equal to 0, R2 is equal to 1. So my LHS is equal to 0, 1 and RHS is equal to 1, 0. So 0, 1 is not equal to 1, 0. So we have proved that. Okay. So now abhi thoda tough hai problem. Now I say that R1 plus R2 dot R3 is not equal to R1 plus R2 R1 dot R3. Okay. So here also I'm taking using the same formula. I'm saying R1 is equal to 0. I'm assuming R2 is equal to 1 and R3 is equal to 1. So my variables I've taken as 0, 1 and 1. So I'll rewrite this LHS. LHS is equal to 0 plus 1, 1 and RHS is equal to 0 plus 1 and then 0, 1. So if you can solve this by applying the rule, you can RHS is equal to simplify RHS. RHS will be equal to 0, 0, 1 plus 1, 0, 1. And either 0, 0, 1 or 1, 0, 1 say machine will go to the final state, and here it is going with only 0 or 1, 1. So both are different. So we have proved that they are not equal. Okay. Now here in the next example you have to prove. Now thoda difficult problem hai where you have to apply the identity. Here you have to prove that left hand side का expression is nothing but right hand side का expression. अभी तक जो था ना problems वो not equal to prove करने के लिए था, तो it was easy. Now you have to prove that this left hand side is equal to right hand side. Okay. So what I'm doing here is that in this LHS, I'm taking LHS left hand side, writing this entire LHS as it is. Now if you observe this LHS, you see that there is one star bracket में 0, 1, 1 जो blue में लिखा है ना, that is there here also. It is same. So it is similar to epsilon plus R star. Okay. This is similar to the rule epsilon plus R star. And we have seen this identity in the previous slide. Epsilon plus R star is nothing but R star. Because either epsilon or R, one R compulsory. That means R star. So we will write this everything in the form of R star. So that is equal to 1 star 0, 1, 1 star bracket ka star. So it is R star. Okay. Now here you observe this R star. This is nothing but A star B star bracket का star. So this ये जो rule है ना identity का इसमें से this part. This is A star B star bracket का star. A star B star bracket का star. So I can rewrite it as this A plus B bracket का star. So if I'm rewriting it, then it is 1 plus 0, 1, 1 bracket का star. That is nothing but this RHS. So we have proved that this left hand side is nothing but right hand side. Okay. So any doubt in this? You need to remember these identities, some of the identities, and apply the identities and simplify the equation. So it's a simple mathematics. Now the next question is prove this left hand side is nothing but equal to this right hand side. Okay. So I've taken the left hand side and I'm writing 1 plus 0 0 star 1 plus 0 0 star 1. So this is nothing but same 1 plus 0 0 star 1, and this term is also 1 plus 0 0 star 1. Both the terms are same. And then I'm writing here 0 plus 1 0 string 1 and 0 plus 1 0 string 1. These are also both the terms. I think they are same. So if I see this, I can consider this as a P, and I can apply this identity. PQ plus PR is nothing but P plus QR. So I'll take this out P. If I take this P out, then here it will remain epsilon plus this is taken outside. This is a P. So this both the terms are there. Okay, so epsilon plus this 0 plus 1 0 string 1 bracket star and 0 plus 1 0 string bracket star. So this is nothing but, now if you observe this, this is nothing but epsilon plus RR star. So this, for inside bracket mein, we can rewrite this entire thing as R star. So I have rewritten this as 0 plus 1 0 string 1 bracket ka star. So this is nothing but R star. No, this is different. This. So here now I have to observe this and I have to see the RHS. RHS it is not getting equal now. So what can I do now? So I will remove this one as a because here there is one. Here there is one. And the right hand side may 0 1 0 string 1 bracket string. So I have got this particular part. Right hand side मुझे मिला है RHS का. I need to have one. So from this left, ये वाला part से from this term, I can take out one as the common symbol. So I have taken this one as a common symbol and then I have rewritten this part. That is epsilon plus 0 0 star. Again, epsilon plus 0 0 star is nothing but epsilon plus RR star, which we can rewrite it as R star. So it is 0 string 1, 0 plus 1 0 string 1 bracket string. Okay. So I think you are understanding, okay? Because it was very difficult to create the animation for this part. I have created animation only for the different problems. But I think that you are solving so much of mathematical questions in engineering mathematics, so you can understand this. Reply me on the chat. Are you understanding? Okay, so it's a simple mathematics and the identities are to be applied on the equation. Okay, so you are understanding. Okay, here we have applied PQ plus PR is equal to P plus Q plus R wala part. So first term को common लिया and first term को common लिया here. And then epsilon करके लिखा है. Then this is epsilon R star R. So we have rewritten it as R star. So R star मतलब ये वाला term मिल गया इधर का. So if you have got that term, then to get this one, we have taken out this one as a common outside. तो उसको outside किया तो इधर epsilon मिला. तो this is epsilon plus 0 0 string. Epsilon plus RR string is nothing but R string. So epsilon plus 0 0 string is equal to 0 string. So we got it. 0 string 1 and this 0 plus 1 0 string 1. Okay. So like this they ask you sometimes in the exam. It's not that frequent. But you can assume 2 साल में एक बार 2 पेपर में जैसे दिसंबर और मई के बाद में नेक्स्ट पेपर आएगा तो आ जाएगा ऐसा क्वेश्चन. So that much frequency it is for such questions. Now here there is something intersection part hai. A star B star intersection B star C star is equal to empty set. That we have to prove. So here A star B star intersection B star C star. इसका intersection होता है B star. Intersection means, what do you mean by intersection? Whatever is common in both the strings. The strings which are generated by this, find out the set of strings generated by A star B star, find out the strings generated by B star C star. And whatever the strings are common in both the sets, that particular strings. So that particular strings are specified with the help of B star, which is not 5, which is not an empty symbol. You will always get B star as a common string generated. So this is false. Then here, is this true or false? B star A star intersection A star B star is equal to A star union B star. So is it true or false? That we have to see. So we'll see that B star A star is equal to, we can rewrite this as, because ये R star है ना, epsilon plus RR star. So we can write B star as epsilon plus BB star and A star as epsilon plus AA star. Okay. So we get here, again you simplify this. So you get epsilon plus AA star B star, multiply this epsilon and epsilon, you get epsilon. Epsilon and A star is equal to AA star. BB star and epsilon is BB star. BB star multiplied by AA star is BB star, A star, AA star. Okay, so this is the term that we get for B star, A star. Now you take the A star, B star and simplify, similar to that. So here also you are getting epsilon plus AA star and epsilon plus BB star. So multiply this epsilon with epsilon, you get epsilon. Then multiply this epsilon with BB star, you get BB star. Then A star epsilon is A star BB star is A star BB star. Now from this intersection, so intersection of B star and AB star make common, there are three terms, epsilon, AA star and BB star. So intersection is epsilon AA star plus BB star. But we can say that epsilon plus epsilon is equal to epsilon. So I am taking epsilon for two times. So if I am taking epsilon, means R plus R is equal to R. Applying that, and I'm getting two times. So if I'm getting this two for two times, then epsilon plus AA string is nothing but A string, and epsilon plus BB string is nothing but B string. This is nothing but A star union B star. This is nothing but A star union B star means A star, either A star or B star. So this is either A star or B star. Plus means or. So we proved that LHS is nothing but RHS. So it is true. So this example में इस तरह से we have to prove this. Okay. So now what I'll do is that I'll share the question papers, previous year question papers, and you can find out such kind of problems from the papers and practice them. Okay. Now what are the limitations of finite state automata? It is very important to understand the limitations of finite automata, because now slowly we are moving to the next machine. Now after this I need some lectures for DFA with output symbols, and then we are going to the next topic. Okay, so for that we are creating the background. Whatever the limitations of FA are removed in the next machine. So what are the limitations of finite state machine? Now finite state machine का language है regular language. So like this, we in our syllabus we are studying push down machine and Turing machine. This linear bounded automata is not there in the syllabus. Okay, but if you add some power to finite state machine, you get push down machine. If you add some more power, then you get linear bounded automata. And the maximum powerful machine is the Turing machine, which is the digital computer. The computer that we use can perform anything. Okay, the computer that we use can perform anything. Like if you solve any problem by hand, if you are given any problem, and if you can find out the solution for the problem by using paper pencil, then that problem can be solved by the Turing machine. But suppose there is any problem which don't have any solution, like in the universe there are so many problems which don't have any solution, then though we cannot write the algorithm for that problem. So if we are not able to write any algorithm, then it cannot be solved by the machine. Okay, but if there is any problem for which we can have an algorithm to solve the problem, then it can be automated and we can write the program for that, and it can be solved by the machine. So such a powerful machine is called as a Turing machine. So अपना digital computer is like a Turing machine, similar to a capacity wala machine. But we are looking at the mathematical model of that machine. So we are not going to refer about like this is signals pass ho raha hai, then the circuits or CPU, that we are not going to study. We are going to study the mathematical model of Turing machine in the theory of computer science subjects. So these are the three different machines that we are going to study. We will see one problem of linear bounded automata also to understand. Okay, so now this FA language are regular. Now you need to remember and by heart this. This is a very important thing that or the statement which I'm saying now. Okay, the statement which I'm going to say right now, you need to remember and by heart it to understand the next topics in the next future lectures. So remember and pay attention properly. What I'm saying is that our finite state machine का language है regular language. Okay. Then the push down machine is there, which is the powerful machine. Then finite state machine, uska language है context free language. So we are now learning some other new language, context free language for the push down machine. Then there is some language called as context sensitive language. And the machine that can recognize this language is a linear bounded automata. So that is more powerful than push down machine. And then we have a machine recursively Turing machine which can understand the recursively numerable language. So the language which supports recursion also is a recursively numerable language is called as a Turing machine. So there are four machines: finite state machine, push down machine, linear bounded automata, and Turing machine. And the language of finite state machine is a regular language. The language of push down machine is a context free language. The language of linear bounded automata is a context sensitive machine language. And the language of Turing machine is a recursively numerable language. तो these four languages का नाम तुमको by heart होना चाहिए and the names of four machines you need to know, okay, because they are there in the syllabus in the future lectures. Now what finite state machine cannot do? It cannot perform any computation like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. All such kind of operations are not possible to perform with finite state machine. We cannot do the addition of two decimal numbers or subtraction of two decimal numbers. Okay, we cannot do that. Even we cannot identify the strings such as a raised to n, b raised to n. That is not a regular language that we have proved by using pumping lemma. Means there we want to find out that number of a's should be equal to number of b's. So we need some memory to store how many number of a's were there. So such kind of things are not possible with finite state machine. Even finite state machine cannot modify its own input, while Turing machine can modify its own input. Suppose you are giving the input string as 100 and you want to reverse it. Okay, you want to reverse the input and your input is 100. So you want to reverse the input. You don't want to create the new output. If for an input, if you want to create a new output, that is possible with FA. But because DFA with output symbols are there. But suppose you have the input as 0, 0, 0, 1. You cannot get the output as 1, 0, 1, 1, 0. Means you cannot reduce, you cannot modify your input. What is the working of FA? After reading the symbol, it by default goes to the right symbol. So it cannot rewrite the input symbol. While Turing machine, when it is reading the symbol, it can rewrite the symbol. Okay, so it is complicated to understand. Then finite automata does not have memory to store the variables. Finite automata does not have the memory to store the variables. It cannot store the variables. So that's why it cannot count how many number of A's were there previously. So it cannot be used for solving general problems. If there are many general problems, it cannot be solved. It can be used as a subset a language which is regular, subset of language which is regular. So we can say that a regular language, this recursively numerable language is a context sensitive language also, context free language also, and regular language also. Okay. So okay, so I think I have told you about the limitations. It cannot handle these three languages. It cannot perform the computations, addition, subtraction, multiplication. It cannot modify its own input. It doesn't have any memory to store the variables which are processed previously, and it can be used for a subset of language which is regular. Means its language is regular language, and it is a subset of all these languages. FA, a regular language, is a subset of all these languages. It is some part of this language. Okay, so these were the limitations. Now I will stop sharing. Okay, so now I would like to share some answer to a theory question because still there is some time. 15 minutes are there. I will. Um, there are some typical questions are asked in the exam. Okay. Now here I have created one sample answers. There are some theory topics of theory questions which are asked in the paper for theory of computer science subject. Okay, so I've created a list of questions which are asked in the previous papers. So these are the typical questions which are asked in most of the papers. Like out of these 5 questions will always be there as a short note. What are the closure properties of regular languages or context-free languages? Decision properties, pumping lemma, equivalence, Chomsky hierarchy, linear bounded automata, short note or variations. So these are the questions. These are around total. कितना questions हो गया ये? Around 16 questions, which are asked again and again. Out of the 16, 5 or 6 questions are asked in the exam as a part of short note. So I've created the sample answers for them. So for regular expressions, what are the questions which are asked in the exam that I'll tell you now. So they ask you about the regular expression. What is regular expression? So this I told you just now that can you see this PDF now right now? I think you are able to see the PDF now. Okay. So in the PDF, the first question is about what is regular expression. So 5 is a regular expression, epsilon is a regular expression, A is a regular expression, A plus B, A dot B, A star and A plus. This was the answer for the first question. Now what they are saying is that what is a regular grammar? Okay. So see, remember now I am telling you some rule. This is also something new to you. A regular grammar is a grammar for the regular language accepted by finite state machine. Now this grammar is written like this. Here in this example, suppose you want to write this grammar in the form of English statements. The grammar is written like this, where the left hand side is a variable and it is written in the form of a capital letter. Okay, the regular grammar ka left hand side is always a single variable. You cannot have multiple variables to the left hand side. Suppose you want to represent this grammar in the form of a tree. The variables are the nodes and the small case letters are the leaves, and the small case letter is nothing but sigma. So small a is a part of your sigma, and capital A are the variables. Okay, and variables are written in the form of a capital letter. We are going to study this in detail in a chapter of context free grammar, where we are going to learn about how to write a grammar for the language. Okay, so you have in the syllabus about the grammar. That time I'm going to teach you in detail. If you're not understanding, then just try to just grasp whatever is possible. Okay, we write a grammar in a particular format. Okay, this is a regular grammar. What are the rules of the regular grammar that I'm telling you? That in the regular grammar, to the left hand side there is only a one variable. You cannot have two variables to the left hand side. You cannot have capital AB as a left hand side. You can have only single variable in the left hand side. So every rule when you write for regular grammar, left hand side is a single variable. And if there is a question in the mind that what is meant by the variable, then you can visualize right now that variable is, suppose you want to draw a tree or जैसे data structures में you draw the binary tree or some tree. Suppose you want to represent your grammar in the form of a tree. That node जो भी है, that node is represented with the help of a single variable. So A is a node, capital A is a node, and small case letters, they indicate the symbols from sigma. So here capital A is equal to small a. So capital A generates small a, or capital A is equal to small a capital B. So either this or this or this. So this is or है इधर plus sign. Either this or this rule for capital A. So it is small a capital B. So here capital B is again a variable, and small is equal to epsilon is also a rule. So these are the rules. These are the examples of the rules. So what you can observe from these rules is that for regular grammar, your left hand side is always a single variable, and right hand side mein it is a combination of variable and terminal symbols. So V union T. It is a so right now if you are not understanding what is meant by V or what is meant by T, you can remember that it is a combination of small case letters and capital letters. It can be a combination of small case and capital letter. Capital letter means node. So leaf and node. Leaf and node ka combination is also possible, and even epsilon is possible. Okay, and it is a left linear grammar or right linear grammar. So what is meant by left linear grammar or right linear grammar? Suppose there is a variable to the right hand side. If it is a right linear grammar, for each and every rule, this variable is going to occur to the right hand side only, rightmost side. And if it is a left linear grammar, then this variable is going to occur in all the rules to the left hand side, left hand side. Okay, so I'll just revise this again because this is something new and not much background is given to you. We are going to learn the background about it in one of the lectures of context free grammar. But this is with respect to the FA topic, so I am just giving you the introduction. If you're not understanding, okay, try to grasp. We will revisit this again in one of the lectures of Chomsky hierarchy. Okay, so at least that time you will understand. अभी तो थोड़ा सुन लो जो भी मैं बोल रही हूँ. Regular grammar is a grammar for the regular language, and the rules of the regular grammar are represented like this, where left hand side is always a single variable and right hand side can be combination of variable and terminal symbols. Terminal symbols are represented by small case letters and variables are represented by capital letters. And what is meant by variable? V is a variable, set of variables, and V indicates a variable that is to be solved. And terminal means terminals group of terminal symbols will give you the string accepted by the machine. Group of terminal symbols is going to give you the string accepted by the machine. And capital A is a variable that you have to solve. What is the value of the variable in terms of terminal symbols? And all the terminal symbols are there are two variables, capital V and capital T. These are two sets. Capital V is a set of variables, capital T is a set of terminal symbols. So terminal symbols are nothing but sigma ka symbols, and sigma ka symbols means your string accepted by the machine, and you have to solve the variable to get the string accepted by the machine. So when we are writing a regular grammar for the language, the grammar is written in such a way that there are some rules for writing the grammar. That left hand side should always be a single variable, and right hand side can be there with the help of combination of variable and non-variable symbols, and even epsilon is allowed here to the right hand side, and it is a left linear grammar or right linear grammar. Left linear grammar means the variable is occurring to the left hand side, and in all the rules it will be there to the left hand side. Leftmost symbol will be variable, or if it is not there then it will be terminal symbol, but if it is present it is occurring to the left hand side. And right linear way it is going to occur at right hand side variables in all the rules. So here it can be small a, small b, capital B. Here it can be small a, capital B. Or here it can be a, small b, but capital B at the end. Or capital A at the end. So like this variable left linear or right linear grammar. Okay, we will revisit this if there is any doubt. Now there is one more thing that you can remember about regular language is that suppose you have the regular language, regular expression. Then that regular expression ka length hai n, means n number of terms are there for this regular expression. Then if you want to convert, see what we have studied till now is that we have studied DFA. DFA is represented by using regular expression. This regular expression, say we can find out NFA with epsilon. Okay, because the standard diagrams are there. Because sometimes we cannot draw regular expression to DFA wala diagram directly. Okay, so what we do is that we follow the standard diagrams and you convert your regular expression into NFA with epsilon. Then you can convert NFA with epsilon to NFA without epsilon. And then we convert NFA without epsilon to DFA. And again from that DFA we can find out the regular expression. So this is in circle. Okay, this everything is related to finite state machine. DFA, say we can find out the regular expressions we can find out epsilon with NFA, epsilon with NFA ka, NFA without epsilon and NFA without epsilon ka DFA we can find out. Okay, so whatever is covered in the syllabus is designing of DFA, designing of NFA without epsilon, designing of NFA with epsilon, and all these conversions we have studied. Arden's theorem. Arden's theorem will give you regular expression from DFA. Okay. And what I'm trying to tell you in this diagram is that worst case scenario for everything. Suppose for a regular expression there are n number of terms, then epsilon this NFA with epsilon, NFA with epsilon may you will have n raised to n cube number of states. So this is like calculation of complexity, that how many states are there. So suppose there are n number of terms for regular expression. For NFA with epsilon, we get n cube, n cube times of number of states. Okay, and if you convert this epsilon NFA with epsilon to NFA without epsilon, you get the number of states as 2 raised to n. And then from DFA, that DFA to regular expression, you get n cube 4 raised to n number of states. So the complexity kind of calculation in the worst case scenario when you do the conversions. Okay. So like I told you, now when you draw the DFA, it is 2 raised to n number of states in the worst case from NFA. And there is one question that is asked in the exam, that closure properties of regular languages. But only 5 minutes are left, so I'll not be able to cover it. So we'll just see the statement and the proof we will see in one of the lectures. Whenever I get a buffer time of 10 minutes, that time we will see the this particular question. But right now I'm just reading. I'm just reading the closure properties of regular language. This is a very frequently asked question. This is a very frequently asked question. What are the closure properties of regular languages? So if an operation on regular languages generates a regular language, we can say that the regular languages are closed under that operations. If any operation on a regular language generates a regular language, it is called as a closure property of the regular language. Like we have seen na closure set, regular closure property of a regular set. Regular sets are closed under concatenation, intersection, union, operation. So similar to that, regular languages ke liye, we say that if you do any operation on regular language, you generate a regular language, that is called as a closure property of regular language. And what are the operations that we can do? Union, intersection, concatenation, that star closure means the clean closure, complement, difference, and the transpose or reversal. Okay, so the proof of this, so this is a question which is asked for sometimes 8 marks or 5 marks as a short note, and here there are some proofs. So as there are only 5 minutes, we will see this afterwards. Okay, so have you understood? This question is a closure property of regular language. That means that if any operation done on a regular language generates a regular language. And what are the operations? Union, intersection, concatenation, clean closure, complement, difference, transpose, or reverse. Okay. So we will stop for today. And solve all the proper tutorials properly. I'll upload today pumping lemma wala tutorial. I've extended the date because of the request by Abhisha. I have extended the date for the previous assignment. If there are any issues, let me know. And you always write down your roll number and name on the top on the paper scanned assignment sheet when you are uploading the assignment. Okay? So we'll stop for today's lecture.